Welcome to the presentation Rise into Your Greatness. Today, we will explore the essential components of personal and professional excellence, focusing specifically on unlocking your mindset, defining success on your own terms, and leading an extraordinary life. Our objective is to move beyond superficial improvements and address the fundamental drivers of human potential. By understanding the intersection of belief and action, you will be equipped to navigate the complexities of transformation. This session serves as a roadmap for those ready to align their internal reality with their highest external ambitions, ensuring a life of profound impact and fulfillment. Transitioning to our introduction to personal transformation, we must first acknowledge the core premise. Your mindset fundamentally drives all personal and professional outcomes you experience. This journey represents a formal invitation to growth, specifically encouraging each of you to critically examine your underlying beliefs and actively redesign the self-narratives that govern your behavior. The foundational truth we operate from is that mindset acts as the essential engine of your success, shaping every possibility that comes into view. To facilitate this evolution, we employ a structured approach, offering a comprehensive step-by-step guide that leads you from deep inner understanding towards significant external contribution. This methodology ensures that your growth is both sustainable and measurable. Finally, we must address the call to action. Theoretical knowledge alone is insufficient for transformation. It requires consistent, deliberate application to manifest meaningful and lasting life changes. By committing to this process, you move from the role of a spectator to the active author of your own achievements, ensuring that your mindset is perfectly calibrated for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in your journey. We now transition to the mindset foundation, where we discuss the concept of architecting reality through thought. It is essential to recognize that the world we experience is often a reflection of our internal mental structures. By understanding how to consciously build these structures, we can ensure that our thoughts serve as a solid foundation for our future achievements. This section will explore the mechanics of how our internal dialogue shapes our external environment, providing you with the clarity needed to begin the process of intentional life design from the inside out. In cultivating a powerful mindset, we recognize that our thoughts are the primary architects of our lived reality, essentially building the world we inhabit. Mindset is defined as the complex set of beliefs we hold about ourselves and our core qualities, which ultimately dictates the boundaries of our potential. A critical distinction we must make is between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. The former views abilities as static and unchangeable, while the latter sees them as developable through effort and persistence. This dynamic operates within what we call the thought loop. Our thoughts influence our feelings, which in turn drive our actions and produce results that reinforce our original beliefs. To break free from negative patterns, we must be diligent in identifying and challenging limiting beliefs. These are the self-imposed restrictions on possibility that prevent us from reaching our highest goals. By consciously addressing these internal barriers, we clear the path for more empowering narratives and a more expansive reality. Our next focus is the principle of believing before you see, which centers on the power of self-faith. In the pursuit of greatness, the internal conviction must often precede any external evidence or validation. This self-faith is not merely optimistic thinking, but a strategic decision to trust in your potential and the validity of your goals. By cultivating this deep-seated belief, you create the psychological momentum necessary to overcome obstacles and persist when proof is not yet visible. This chapter explores how to maintain that conviction throughout the long journey toward your most significant objectives. Embracing self-belief is not a passive event but an inherent decision that one must consciously make. Success frequently requires a quiet, private decision to believe in oneself, even in the complete absence of current proof or external validation. The impact of self-efficacy cannot be overstated. A firm belief in one's own ability is a primary predictor of higher goal achievement and long-term persistence through adversity. From a physiological standpoint, our neural pathways are influenced by our focus. Visualizing success helps the brain create the physical pathways necessary for its eventual realization. We can further integrate this by acting as if consciously embodying our successful future self through daily actions that are strictly aligned with that future identity. This behavioral alignment bridges the gap between where we are and where we intend to be. Additionally, the management of the inner critic is a vital skill. We must learn to observe fear-based self-talk with detachment and consciously choose to prioritize empowering thoughts that support our vision. By mastering this internal dialogue, we ensure that our self-belief remains an unwavering foundation for our future success. Moving forward, we address the process of rewriting your story and releasing limiting narratives. Each of us is governed by a set of internal stories that define our identity and our boundaries. Many of these narratives were adopted without conscious choice and may no longer serve our current goals. This section is dedicated to identifying those narratives that restrict our growth and learning how to intentionally release them. By doing so, we clear the space necessary to write a new chapter 1 that is characterized by agency, growth, and the pursuit of an extraordinary life. Reauthoring your personal narrative begins with an understanding of the human storytelling instinct. We naturally construct narratives about ourselves, and these stories profoundly influence our perceptions and subsequent actions. Many of these stories are childhood narratives, early life experiences that formed limiting beliefs which we have carried, often unconsciously, into our adult lives. However, it is essential to recognize your own authorial power. You possess the inherent ability to revise, reframe, and rewrite your personal stories at any time. This allows for a psychological shift from a victim mindset to a victor mindset, changing your perspective from that of a passive recipient of circumstances to an active respondent in the face of life's challenges. To assist in this transition, we utilize reframing exercises designed to transform even the most painful or difficult experiences into powerful sources of strength and wisdom. By taking control of the narrative, you no longer allow the past to dictate your future potential. Instead, you use your history as a foundation upon which to build a story of resilience, capability, and eventual triumph. We now examine the anatomy of success, specifically focusing on defining your true fulfillment. Success is frequently misunderstood as a universal destination, yet it is deeply personal and multifaceted. To achieve a life that is truly rewarding, one must move beyond societal expectations and identify the specific factors that lead to individual satisfaction. In this section, we will deconstruct the various elements that contribute to a successful life, ensuring that your pursuits are aligned with your authentic self. This clarity is the essential first step toward achieving a sense of genuine and lasting fulfillment. Redefining personal success is a critical step because cultural influence often pressures us into unfulfilling pursuits that do not resonate with our core values. True success must be individually defined and strictly aligned with your authentic desires and aspirations. We examine success through 5 distinct dimensions: purpose, relationships, health, financial freedom, and personal growth. It is imperative to maintain a holistic view of these areas. Neglecting any single dimension can lead to a fragmented and incomplete sense of achievement, regardless of how successful one may appear externally. To ground these concepts, we recommend the creation of a success vision. This is a vivid, present-tense description of your future success that serves as a permanent guiding principle for your life. By having a clear, detailed picture of where you are going, you can ensure that your daily decisions are in harmony with your long-term goals. This clarity prevents the drift toward external expectations and keeps you focused on a path that leads to genuine fulfillment and a life of extraordinary significance.